Morning, Mr. Bridgen. How are you doing?
Very good.
Can I ask you a quick question on camera? Are you going to defect? Are you going to join the Independent Party, renounce the ERG and the Conservatives?
Yeah.
Why not?
Because I'm a Conservative and I campaigned for leave. My seat voted to leave and the East Midlands voted to leave by 51.
Yeah, but when you look at the percentages now, most people actually want to remain. What do you think about that?
What evidence have you got for that?
All the polls.
Well, there's such little support in the country in the House of Commons for a second referendum. They couldn't even get an amendment down.
Wow, revoking Article 50 would be a very good start.
Who's paying you, by the way?
I'm not paid, sir. Who pays you? We do. You know that. We pay you.
Who pays for that house around the corner for £4,500?
We're not in it, actually. But who pays you? We do. You serve us, sir. We don't serve you.
I serve my people.
You don't. What you're doing...
61% of them voted to leave the European Union on an almost 80% turnout.
Hang on. You're manipulating figures there. 27% of the population voted, of the electorate, of the population, which was... I can't remember the percentage of the electorate, but it was 52-48. There was a difference of, I think it was 1.2 million. But I've met so many people that voted to leave who have changed their minds and said, this is not what we voted for.
I've met so many people who voted to remain who said, seeing the way the European Union have treated us, there's no way we can stay in now. It'd be like returning to an abusive relationship. It would be an absolute doormat. We've got to get out. And it's the will of the British people. It's democracy.
Can I ask you, how do you think they've abused us? What are they doing that's so bad?
What are they doing that's so bad?
Yes.
Well, asking us to pay the so-called divorce bill when even the House of Lords said that we don't actually owe them any money. So, paying that money up front, I think they've bullied the Prime Minister. They were fairly abusive at Salzburg. I mean, you've got to hit. You heard what Verhofstadt said the other day. You know, what we need is take more sovereignty from the countries. They've got to give us more sovereignty, give us more control.
I think they've been very fair with us, sir. But here's
that's your opinion.
Yeah, and it's your opinion that we're bullied. I think the evidence will show...
And there's only one thing you can do to bullies, that's stand up to them. We've got a great history in this country of standing up to bullies.
That's why we're standing up to the Tory party and this nonsense of Brexit.
Right.
Because we're the ones...
Stephen, it's called democracy.
No, we are the ones that are being bullied.
I'm sorry you don't like the result, but I mean...
It's not that I don't like the result.
I want you to go... Before you go to bed every night, you've got to say to yourself 3 times, we're leaving the European Union.
Have you read Damien Collins' report, sir?
No, I haven't.
I think you should read it. It's very interesting.
Right. Well, he campaigned for Remain as well.
He's a very fair man.
Right. Okay. I don't know him that well.
Okay.
But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm here to represent my constituents. They voted overwhelmingly to leave. The East Midlands voted to leave.
And now they see all these jobs going. What do you think they think?
Which jobs are going?
Well, you got Honda going. You've got Nissan who've ditched the X-Trail.
That was not, and no jobs going there at all. No. The X-Trail is staying in Japan. It was never made anywhere other than Japan. At a time when automotive industry is in a problem over the diesels and the change in technology to electric cars, it'd be politically very difficult for the Japanese to move production and lay people off in Japan and move the jobs to... The Nissan factory in Sunderland is the most efficient car plant in the world.
Well, the Honda plant that is being closed is... Do you know how many plants Honda have closed in their entire existence of 71 years?
Well, they're closing one in Turkey, and they're in the customs union, so that wouldn't have saved us,
This is the first and only one they have closed. They've closed.
They've announced they're closing one in Turkey as well, aren't they? And they're in the customs union, so it's got nothing to do with Brexit. And the directors of Honda have said this. It's not a decision to do with Brexit.
I'll research that one in Turkey, and I'll come back to you.
What you've also got, the problem is we're abdicating control of our state aid policy. So if the government wanted to offer incentives to keep Honda, the EU can block it.
Well, look,
if we get a good, clean Brexit, we will have control of our employment policy and our industrial policy.
But the European Union have signed a deal with Japan. They don't need us as a gateway anymore.
They don't.
And Japan, also a massive electronics industry. Of course, we've got Panasonic here. amongst others.
You're not
Panasonic,
being, Stephen, you're not being
Sony.
critical of the free trade policy of the European Union, are you?
Absolutely not. But what I'm saying is, why should we come out when we've got no deal with Japan?
We will have to have a deal with Japan very easily.
But the EU have a good deal already. Isn't that better that we just stay in the EU and go along with the deals we already have?
People voted to leave, or we have to.
Hang on, you can't.
We're never going to be in the euro. We're not going to give any. We don't want to give any more sovereignty
Yeah.
away. We've already given too much away now, so we can never be a full member. We can't be in, half out. We have to leave.
Yeah, even the
and make our way in
government.
the world.
Even the government have U-turns. The people, after almost 3 years, have a right to be asked, are you sure this is what you really, really want? And if they're asked again, and they vote to leave, fair enough. But if they say,
Are
no,
you sure about that?
this
That's
is
very
not
kind
what
of you,
we want.
So you accept a second vote? You'd accept the result of a second vote?
You know me, I'd like to stop Brexit.
Well,
But if there is a second vote and it's overwhelmingly to leave, and it is
you're already
fair,
putting qualifications on it.
and it is fair.
I don't think anything, Stephen, will be ever fair for you, will it?
No, hang on. Cambridge Analytica, Aaron Banks overspending, Russian involvement. What is fair about the referendum?
The Remain campaign outspent Leave by more than £2 for every one. Remain tried to buy the referendum. They had every lever of power, every major political party, all the civil servants campaigning for Remain, and they lost.
Leave bought the referendum. Absolutely.
Even you. Even you can't believe that when the figures show that Remain outspent Leave by £2 for every £1.
Hang on,
plus the £8 million.
You're talking about that government leaflet
Yes.
that nobody read? Come on.
Well, what's the point of putting leaflets out there?
Well, look, who read it?
I read it.
Okay.
Every household got it before we got into the short campaign. It made it very clear the government will implement the will of the British people, and we will leave the single market, the customs union, jurisdiction of the European Court of Justice, and we'll have an independent free trade policy which we can do.
What is it the world is queuing up to buy from us, sir?
Banking, insurance.
Hang on, we're just losing a lot of our financial sector now. Yes.
Are we? Where to?
Well, they're setting up offices in Frankfurt, in Paris.
Paris.
Ireland.
You can't afford the insurance in Paris for your office with all the rioting and the fires. I mean, no one's going to go there.
Right. You're talking about the yellow vests there.
Yes.
You've met them here, the ones who are trying to copy.
Not seen them, no.
No, okay.
I think they were workmen, Stephen. We're not really that sort of people in Britain, are we? They were probably digging the road up. No. Anyway, I've got to press on. Nice to see you.
Well, thank you very much for your time, and we're not leaving. You're going to be disappointed, but thank you very much. And stop Brexit!